You ready? Okay. Any others? Everybody good? Okay. All right. Coach.
Okay. Feels good to be 2-0, and obviously still a lot of work to be done. I thought this week we played a little better complementary football. When the offense was struggling early in the first half, defense was getting, got 2 turnovers and got some stops, and kind of we were consciously not wanting to give up long drives and try to get the offense in rhythm and a little more aggressive and got some stops, got some turnovers I thought were really big. Offense obviously struggled a little bit in that first half, and to get the punt return at the end of the first half and another big play for the special teams and get the 7 points I thought was really big. Give Walt and Coach Wells in Eastern the credit. I'm not going to be overcritical. I know we have a lot of work to do, but that's how you expect them to play. They're coming here and playing us and very familiar with us, and they have a lot of pride in their program and are very good. And doesn't surprise me they came in and played extremely well. Give them the credit. We know we will get better. I thought once again, there were just that we left some plays on the field, and they did a lot of good things as well. So I was proud of our team, and again we found a way in difficult circumstances to kind of complement each other, whether it be special teams, defense, and then later in the second half when we give up a drive defensively. They hit us with some pressures and free release the back and hit a creative, explosive play. Later we made that adjustment and butched or doubled that back, and that's where we got the sack at the end. So we talked about some things, got some adjustments, but it was nice to see after. My point is after the defense gave up that drive, it was nice to see. It was nice to see the offense get it and drive right down and score and protect that lead again. So anyway, lot to work off of. It's a lot better to go to work, 2-0, and so we'll get some more things fixed.
Questions? What is your assessment of your team's leadership?
I like our leadership. I feel like we got some very good leaders.
Mark, last week you said the team makes its biggest jump in improvement from the first week to the second week. What's the big jump this week?
Well, I thought I think the good thing is we protected each other. When the offense was really struggling, the defense really played well. And then the defense gave up some points and the offense goes down and scores. When we were both struggling, the special teams stepped up and got the 7 points. So bottom line is winning. Thought an area where we didn't get cleaned and we have to improve is the penalties. Penalties are really hurting us. What's that?
You think you made some adjustments in the offensive line to have penalties that made a difference?
We just got down to playing. We just got to play better early. I got to look at the film, but some things was disappointing. Was some runs that we were having. And we weren't establishing the line of scrimmage in this game. We're getting some runs for 1 yard. 2nd and 10 is a lot harder, to call and set up all of our stuff. Our play action game is not nearly as effective when it's 2nd and 10. And so we have to continue to improve in that area.
Coach, in a couple weeks you begin conference play. What can you take away from these first 2 weeks as we start to get closer and closer to that SEC play?
It's. I think we have a good football team. We need to improve, but I like their attitude. I like the way they're playing. We're 2-0, and there's plenty of teams around the country that have a lot of work to do. It's early in the season. We've just got to continue to worry about ourselves and improve. If our team continues to have the same attitude that they had last week in practice and is willing to commit and work and play together, then we'll get better.
I think I saw Flax after that first series. Did he get dinged up there?
He wasn't in there in the first series either. He was not available today. Yeah.
Mark, what was your message at halftime?
He better not have been in there.
What did you tell him at halftime?
Just to quit looking at the scoreboard and play the game. Play one play at a time. And, once again, it's not like we played terrible all the time on defense. When they move the ball, it wasn't lying. They're a good football team. They really are. And they have great pride within their program. They didn't like the way they played last week either. And they were coming here and very familiar with us, and they wanted to play. That's the way I expect them to play.
Will Stebbins, halftime adjustment, just like last week, missed some throws in the first half.
I think he felt, a little disappointed in himself. Like I just made a comment to me late in the game, like, just the first half he was a bit off. I think he's going to get better and better. And that makes it tough, when you miss some throws, some explosives that are out there and you miss them. Doesn't help the situation, but he calmed down, made some much better throws in the second half.
Mark, you talked about the depth at receiver. To see Tavion just bringing some of that energy and making some big plays, just how nice was it to see him respond at this game?
It was very good. He's explosive. He's good in the return game. He had the sweep. That he had the explosive play. I believe it set up a touchdown. And he's shown better leadership and just playing really hard. And within this offense, and most guys got to just continue to grind. And some days they're going to pop up with statistics, and other days they're not. And in today's world and in the media, and appreciate the coverage, but then it's X or Twitter or social media and everything. As I told them, they can't let people take our joy. We gotta, we know there's areas where we did some good things. We know there's areas where we need to improve. We gotta stay close, stay united, and go to work. And in the stat sheet will look different for different guys as the year goes on.
Mark, you had 51 plays last week, 61 today. Can you just kind of comment on the tempo of the offense and the flow?
Yeah, I think that we're still taking some time, and the overall procedure will continue to improve. There was left opportunities out there as well, and when we miss some throws and kill some drives, you're leaving some things out there that will improve on.
You talked this week on your relationship with Walt, but to see him on the other sideline, especially right now with a tough time for their program, just how nice was it to have that moment there after the game?
That's always good, and like I told him, I mean it does not surprise me that they bounced back and played one heck of a game, and that's the team I expect to play right there. And you have to earn it, you have to work, and you have to beat them. They did a really nice job.
Mark, how big was it for Trevin to kind of take over the game when you guys were struggling early?
Yeah, I think it was big. I thought you saw Dion, in some one-on-ones get immediate pressure. You saw, Trevin, having an impact with some rushes. And again, I think, when they hit us on a couple things, Brad we talked about it on the headset, made a nice adjustment late and got the big sack on 3rd and 4 or 5 at the end there, and kind of took away some things they were going to. Because they were, they're good at draining, they're good at quick game, they're free release in the back. So, and I thought we did a nice job early with bringing some pressures and doing some things to not get nickel and dime, so to speak, all the way down the field. And so we were aggressive, but that aggressiveness sometimes gave up a big play too and set up one of their touchdowns late.
Coach, you mentioned the penalties that were an issue that you guys need to clean. 10 for 70 this week, and last week sort of had that same issue. What do you attribute just the penalties in these early stages? Is it just still early game jitters? I
mean, there's no excuse. I can't make an excuse for them. They're can't do it. Do I think our guys are, a little amped up and all that? Yeah, but bottom line is it's still not okay, and I got to, find a way to get it corrected, and and it's like on the last drive there, we got a 3rd and 1, and we flinch again, and early in the game when we had the 3rd and 1, there's things that go on the line of scrimmage sometimes that are tough, so I'm not allowed to be critical of officials, but there's a simulated, our guys felt they were simulated, so got us to flinch, but it happens. We got to do better.
Mark, did you have much of a vantage point on the punt that was blocked, or is that something you're not really going to know what happened?
Well, it was kind of odd for us out on the field. We knew they really weren't selling out, and trying to block it. They're forcing it. I believe they just forced it with 3. I could be wrong. I mean, I know 3 guys were forcing it, but I know the snap wasn't perfect and it pulled us out of the pocket a bit. And so the details, little things. So the rest of the night, I thought we were pretty clean again, pretty solid and pretty impactful. When they don't kick to you all day, it vary on the respect that he has in our return game, and explosive return on the punt return once again was pretty big.
The offense obviously hasn't been as smooth at times, but you got 4 straight touchdown drives and could have had 5 if you wanted to there at the end. What was going right, and what are some of the things you can maybe try to build some momentum with that?
Well, early again, some critical penalties. I think we had a hold. I don't think that we overcame. A false start, I don't think we overcame on that drive. I believe. There was 2 penalties that obviously didn't help us continue drives. That's part of it. I think we got to be a little more accurate, and I'm not worried about Devin. He's one heck of a player, and he'll get it ironed out. But he missed some things, and I thought there were maybe some balls that we could have caught as well. And there's things we all can do better. We need to be more physical at the point of attack. We need to, get it to 2nd and 5 instead of 2nd and 9 or 2nd and 10. We're all sharing it, but later I thought, we had some critical drives that were successful. So.
And Lodging to get back there on punt returns.
He always returns some as well, So it's the 2 of them get back there and get some. So trying to get his legs up underneath him and get him really feeling good. He had a soft tissue injury a little bit during camp that hindered a little bit of his conditioning, and playing. And as he's playing, you can see his speed starting to elevate and getting his legs up underneath him, as a lot of our players are.
About not letting anybody take your joy for being 2-0. Last week you were pretty clear you weren't happy with the score. How do you?
I took my own joy last week, didn't I? Yeah. It's pretty hard to. It's pretty rough, isn't it? If I'm pissed off when we win, I'm pissed off when we lose. I mean, anywhere it's rough. Yeah. I don't know what the balance is. I know that we're going to be back in, and I know that team is eager to get back to work. The staff and the team knows that we have work to do, but they're willing to do it, and they have a good attitude about it. They know it's still not quite our standard, and we want to play better.
Mark, as good as you knew McKinney was, what was he doing that still threw you off balance?
Oh, I mean, if you watched him, he's an All-American. I mean, the guy's a good player. He, as I said last week, he does a great job when you're in his face. He's, he's like a magician. Sometimes you're in his face, and he buys time, and can get rid of the football. And they have good schemes. I mean, when there was time, there's concepts and things that are challenging for us that we work, but there's so many different calls, there's different ways, there's things they do that are good, and it's one of the reasons why they've had such good seasons.
Very good.
Thank you all.